Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderfall Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today, we're going to talk about a brand new article that's just come up from Warhammer community, and it's of course talking about Warhammer the Old World. This is the first article we've received in ages about Warhammer the Old World, and it's got some really interesting things. This is going to be my first proper look over at the article, so it's sort of a little bit of reaction and a news reaction to this, but let's get cracking into the articles because from what I saw, I'm really excited. For starters, Warhammer the Old World, last time we checked in, they sort of showed us a little bit about Bretonnia, and now we've got an even larger map shown here. So work is continuing at pace on the Warhammer Old World project, and while much of it will remain cloaked in a veil of secrecy for now, we can share the latest ever evolving map of the world in which the game is set. So we can see we've now had the entirety of Norsca added to the map. We've also got Estilia Tilly, the Border Princes, the Badlands, and also the Darklands as well. We've got up top here, we've got some more stuff around the crags and all that sort of stuff here as well. The map just looks amazing. It's bringing back so many memories. Not to mention, we've got that good elf or wood elf Loken there. And here we've even got a high elf ship on the left hand side of the map as well, which is another cool thing added as well. Just a ton of cool different bits and pieces all sort of added. Really looking cool. We then go and get a little bit of a better look here, and we see some more of the Kislev stuff. And different parts of all the Kislev Empire. And so the latest revelation concerns the icy nation of Kislev, a country of stoic human warriors and cunning elemental sorcerers. Kislev has ever stood as the bulwark against chaos incursions. And so we just start to see a little bit more of Kislev. This is a really nice look of Kislev, something we haven't really seen a lot of in the times of Warhammer Fantasy. And so now we start going and having a look at how the sort of major questions that we've seen are going to be answered. So first of all, bases square or round. This has been a hotly debated topic and something people have been interested in, whether it's going to be round bases on a square movement tray similar to a Song of Ice and Fire and War of the Ring, or square bases like the Game of Old, or round bases like Age of Sigmar. And so, well, definitely square. Warhammer the Old World is a reinvention of the classic rank and file game of Warhammer Fantasy battles. Regiment movement in ranked up units and strategic moving into position to launch or receive a critical charge will be a key part of the game as it ever was. So square bases is confirmed entirely. There's no longer any doubt that it might be, round bases on a square base. This for me, I'm a little bit unsure on. I would have liked round bases on like a square movement tray. For me personally, I think that's the best idea. So for me, that would have been a cool thing. And also, let's talk a little bit about up here first. Students of the Warhammer lore will also notice that the borders of the Kislev are very different from what they may be familiar with. The eastern border is not here divided by the world's edge mountain, but extends through to the Baby Vuta Pass, through to the Great Skulllands, northernmost reaches of the Darklands, through to the Mountains of Morn, and into the limitless expanse of the eastern steppes beyond. Clearly, at this time, Kislev had a vast empire indeed, its territories encompassing lands said to be some haunted by hobgoblins, centaurs, and half-orcs. So, some things we haven't seen in Warhammer for a long time. The old world setting is now, and we've kept a close eye on response to the social media. All manner of theories have been presented about the setting and when the game was set within. And so potentially everything's a little bit far off with everything people have been guessing. Anyway, back to these main sort of questions. Scale, 10mm or 15mm? What? No? What madness is that? The scale will remain the same as it ever was, so it'll be a 28mm to 32mm heroic scale game. Awesome. The miniatures are going to be usable in both games. Really happy with that. Rules, new or 8th edition. It'll be a mix, as they've always sort of stated. Warhammer the Old World will gather up all your favourite mechanics from 3rd to 8th edition, and the new elements were needed to create something deeply familiar yet fresh and new. Awesome. 8th and 6th were always my favourite Warhammer Fantasy editions, although I have a particular love for 7th as well, mainly because that's probably the edition I played the entirety of back in my Warhammer youth. Factions, Orcs or Oryx. Du Bois was called Orcs in the old days, so they're having all their original names in this. Setting, what about the Old World's ending? Keen-eyed observers will have gleaned by now that Warhammer the Old World is going to be set several hundred years before the end times, so there's plenty of space to explore in the history of the setting. Especially knowledgeable students will also note this puts us just before another calamitous chaos invasion at once, while central to the story of the Empire and the Old World we barely touched on in previous iterations. Bases, are you sure they're going to be square? Yes, we're positive. Release date, when it's coming out, it's going to be quite some time yet, as we're making sure it's the best version of the game we all love. So, awesome. This is really, really cool. I think there's a ton of awesome information here that we sort of set. This map of Kislev and getting like a more broader expanse of Kislev is awesome. Square bases, they are what they are. Like I said, I would have preferred round bases on a square movement tray, so the models were being able to be used in Age of Sigmar as well. Rules, I'm glad they're just looking through all their additions and taking the best parts. On the setting, I think people are pretty right on where the setting is sort of set. Just before another Chaos invasion is awesome. So there's definitely a ton of stuff to look at in Warhammer the Old World here. I'm really excited for this game. I mean, variety is the spice of life. There can be Warhammer the Old World, there can be Age of Sigmar. This is going to be a ton of fun. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts and ideas on this new little article put up, so let us know in the comments below. Well, thank you all for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Also, while you're at it, why not come chat more with us on Discord? We've got a link in the description of the video below to our Discord server. You can come chat with me and other members of our fine little community here at Cinderfall Gaming. Lastly, we'd like to give a shout out to everyone who helps support the channel in various different ways. First of all, to our Patreon members, Christian Weir, James Soren, Chaos Spawn, AJC, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shot First, James Crowder, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, Tim Newman, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, MJ, and Dyna226. Thank you to, as well, our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Fire Titan, Steve T, The Real Zeot, Chris Wallace, Turiot12, Vinny, and Loch Lorick. And a special thanks to our artist who does all the channel art for us, Lady Witchfox Art, thank you very much. And to our Discord moderator, Xmorphic, you do a fantastic job on Discord for us as well. Thank you all, everyone, for watching. If you'd like to help support on Patreon or YouTube member or help support the channel in another way, you can do so by following one of the links in the description of the video to Patreon or YouTube members, or go buy some Cinderfall Gaming merch from our Teespring store, also linked in the video's description. That's it for today, everyone. Thank you again. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.